How's that look? I think, Miles. Is that pretty good? Let's see. Plug these phones in. Got the iPad plugged in. See if anybody jumps on, Smalls. I was over here on the couch beside me. I think we were too far away from the router earlier. Let's see if we can find somebody else on here. There we go. Say hello, everyone. Looking good. Two bears, you got it. One of the little darker and one of the little bit lighter. I can see better anyways. I can look at the chat on my phone now. It's much easier. Much, much easier. There we go. One bear of each. Good to see you, Saint. Thanks for coming in on that live stream yesterday, Thursday night, too. And I think you got honey coming, too, don't you? I'm pretty sure. And you won a giveaway. Didn't you win, like, the SLQ quarter, I think? I remember right? Sometimes my memory's good. Sometimes it's not so much. Sometimes not so much. Has it been 2 hours already? No, but I'm bored. And I started looking at what time it already was, how late it was, and I thought, man, I need to stream. And I have a vested interest here to stream some more because my watch time hours have been dropping where I haven't been doing an auction every week. My watch time hours have been dropping, so I thought I'd jump in here and catch up with you guys and talk a little bit and see if I can't help my watch time hours. And I know everybody seems to think they like to chit chat and talk a lot, so I thought I'd jump on there. There's a little bit closer view of the honey bears. Cutting out some of the outside sources there. There you go. A little bit better. A little bit better. Close up honey bears. Man, that honey's just unreal. The sad part about it is I like it so much, it's like I want biscuits and real butter and my honey every morning now. And little ECP's putting it on her oatmeal and in her protein shakes. And they're wanting to do ribs tomorrow so they can put some of the honey on ribs. So it's like, they're going through it fast. And I've got more orders this morning. So I don't know how long it's going to last. It's going pretty fast. But it's pretty spectacular. So do you harvest twice a year? You can do it once a year, but we had such a good spring flow. I harvested separate so I could give the bees back the drawn out comb. So if you watch the videos, you see me slicing with a bread knife the top of the caps of the honey off and then spinning it out in the spinner. The next day you give those empty combs back and the bees will immediately start putting nectar and making honey again in those and recapping it. So here's a little fun fact about honeybees. It takes like 7 to 8 times more nectar to make the honeycomb itself that they put the honey into. So if you can give them the drawn out comb already made where they can just put the nectar in and recap it, they can do it so much quicker. They can fill it up in a week sometimes if the flow's heavy enough. So we got about 3 weeks of flow left. So I wanted to put those combs back on them. I wish I'd have pulled it maybe a week earlier than what I did. But I'm hoping that the bees will fill up those honeycombs and recap them for me to pull in the first, second week in July, depending on when that nectar flow stops altogether. And usually when the white clover starts dying out, then it's like, oop, you're done, with the flow for the most part. That, and the last thing is sourwood. Sourwood trees are one of the last things that bloom too. Leave food for the winter. Oh, always. So here's how that works. The 2 deep boxes, or your first 2 boxes, that's all bees. It's off, for me and for most ethical beekeepers, the bee food is in the first 2 deeps, and that's all they need, okay? So those are off the reservation for us as far as what's the word I'm looking for? We don't touch it. That's all bee food. Anything above those 2 deeps is extra, and that's what we pull for honeycomb. And some hives make an abundance extra, some don't make a whole lot extra. That's why you're always looking for honeybees that make a lot more. Yep. Off limits. That's it. Exactly. So everything above the first 2 deep boxes. So there's 2 kinds of boxes I use. There's a 9 and 5/8 inch deep box, and then there's a 6 and 5/8 inch medium box, or they call it an Illinois super, and a deep brood box. So those first 2 deeps. Now you can run mediums as brood boxes if you want, and I've done that a few times. In a couple of my hives, you'll see it. It's out there like that, but that's off limits too. The first 2 boxes of any type, from the bottom up, are off limits to the beekeeper, and that's all honeybee food. Now, if they eat too much of that in the late summer and early fall, then we feed them in the fall 2 to 1, which is 2 parts granulated sugar and 1 part water in the fall, to build up the resources in those 2 boxes, because that's what we let them overwinter in, and they get in a cluster and stay warm. We build them up in October and November and make extra honey out of sugar water. So it gets mixed in with their own honey that they still have, gives them something extra, and gives them bee food. And then on top of that, we'll give them what they call fondant, just like your cake fondant, but it's a bee fondant we make. And we'll put fondant patties on them to eat too, or you can put sugar boards on there too, or sugar bricks. So the ethical beekeepers, they make sure the bees have plenty to eat and go through the winter. So on 8 hives out there at the farm, all 8 of them made it for me this year. Do you use foam boards to insulate in the winter? I do not. I did the first year. It wasn't needed. We don't get that coldest winters here. I live in Huntington, West Virginia, and that tri-state area, we might get 4, 5, 6 inches of snow, and we don't get the sub-zero temperatures. We're kind of in a moderate zone. So we get snow, it gets cold, but it doesn't get bone chilling for the most part. And the secret with this is, if you build your bees up enough in the fall to make winter bees, and they have a big enough cluster, they can keep themselves warm. When you think about it, the oak tree that they've been in or anything like that, there's no insulation around that. So as long as you have enough bees, they generate the heat. And I've not needed foam boards. You can, there's people further north do. It snowed during your coin show. Yep. Bee fest or something. But yeah, some people do insulate, and I guess if I thought there was a prediction for a really bad winter, like how they do the Farmer's Almanac and things like that, I probably might think about it. I do have some foam boards out there. The first year I put a lot of that up, and it wasn't needed. Some people wrap insulation around it too. But I got 2 people watching, just me and you probably, because I'm on my phone. We're having our little private one-on-one chit-chat there, the Saint. We're doing quite well, but I hope you like that honey when you get it. I'm really interested. I want you to text me. You need to send me an email and let me email you back so I can give you my cell phone. You're one of the few people I don't think I've got cell phones I chit-chat with or talk to. If you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to send me an email, we can share cell phone numbers if you want. strongm@yahoo.com or Saint on STONGEM at Yahoo. Let me screenshot it. There, I screenshotted it, so I'll have it. I'll send you an email. I'll send you my cell phone number. I'd give it to you right now if it wouldn't be on the stream and people would be doing stuff there. When I get off there, I'll email you. I screenshotted your email. I'll try to send you one. probably have it. I start typing it in. We've probably emailed for other things before. No, there's no doubt. There, your good job. Message retracted. Smart man. I could probably get away with that too. I don't know if it would stay up or not though. Probably wouldn't. It'd probably stay out of there for the chat too. I don't think it would stay there recorded. But yeah, so you notice this. This is the autumn olive. This is the pure autumn olive, and this I think might have 80 or 90% autumn olive. I think there's a little blackberry in this. It's a little bit darker, the yellow cap. So, and I like them both. I like them both. I think they're both phenomenal honeys, to say the least. But I think everything I shipped out was it doesn't matter if it's yellow cap or red cap, but the autumn olive is a little bit lighter color. Hey, Debonair Dylan, good to see you, my friend. How have you been? It's good to see you. Hope you're staying out of trouble. We just jumped on here. We were chit-chatting, seeing what everybody's doing, what everybody's into. We did a little stream earlier, and I was on the front porch, and we got knocked off, and the screen went black, and told them I'd jump back on later in an hour or two, and I got back in there 15 minutes later and jumped back on. We had like 10 or 12 people watching and playing. Now there's 5 people on here. There's Daddy Paul. We're back. Yeah, that's a long, State said, that's a short 2 hours. I said, I didn't realize how late it was already. Great thing, hitting up an antiques market. Oh man, I love to go antiquing. Hello, new people. Good to see you, Daddy Paul. So, Daddy Paul, Debonair, Dylan, Saint, y'all, the honey went out the next morning. I took 3 medium flat rate boxes, and I can't tell you how many bubble wrap packages. I just got 2 new boxes in, one with Tyvek envelopes. You realize that Tyvek, I was getting them at the Dollar Tree and Dollar General, for a 3-pack or 4-pack of those bubble Tyvek envelopes 6x9 was like $3.75. They're almost $1 a piece. And then the bubble wrap or anything you wrap them else up in and stuff. And I could not believe how much just the envelopes and packaging's gone up now. It's crazy. Me too. The city I live in has one antiques market a month. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, I like to do old mason jars, Dylan. I like to do old mason jars. I have to make a video sometime of my mason jar collection that's up in the garage on a cherry shelf that my dad and my son and me handmade from a cherry tree off of my farm. And it's signed on the back by all 3 of us. We planed it, made it, put it together. It's like 8 foot long. It's a wild cherry shelf, and then we stained it wild cherry color too. Yeah, prices are nuts. Listen, everything is high. Everything. I ended up, my postage prices finally jacked up on my place I was using the pay. I literally, I know CM Silver sent me like $22 to help with postage, and it was greatly appreciated because I'm going to unfortunately have to go from $4. I thought I was going to go to $5 to $6 like Stormy and Guido and Dragons. Everybody's going to $6 because the postage alone is like 5 and change plus the envelopes. You're well over $6 now. And everything's just getting so high. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what the prices are like now. People are talking about eggs getting to $6 a dozen. Something's going on with a bird flu or something. But can you imagine milk, eggs, and bread getting high? Like that, $6 a dozen for eggs? That's like 50 cents an egg. That's just crazy for a dozen eggs. Well, I'm thanking God I got chickens. Because we eat eggs like they're going out of style around here. We don't drink as much milk anymore. And we do eat bread. Not as much bread because Mrs. ECP doesn't want me eating very much bread. She hardly lets me have a roll for dinner anymore. Mainly bread I get in the breakfast in the morning on biscuits with my honey. Falling Kitco kind of lost its fun, I bet. Listen, I'll tell you what. Um, it blows my mind because there's some stuff going on at these big LCSs. Like I got that big wholesaler. He's still selling. There's still people buying. There's a certain amount of people that can weather this storm, if you know what I'm saying. There's certain people that are well off enough they can buy right through this. They're taking advantage of, you know, some things being cheaper, some things being higher, or you know, the gas is not affecting them that much because they got plenty of discretionary income. I don't fall into that realm, but there's other people that are going down there and buying. I mean, selling their stuff. I mean, there was some really good stuff to pick up at the coin shop because there was people going in and selling the Libertads. You saw me have Libertads for the first time in 6 months or longer. Some really nice toner Morgans. There's some nice, high quality items becoming available because people are digging into their collections and selling some of their stuff. So while I can for the auction, when those things come up and I'm able to buy them, and hopefully at a decent price, not too high, I'm going to keep trying to snag them because you know, right now, if you kind of play this game right, you could add to your stack some really nice numismatic items at a really good price. And you know, like even on my auctions, a lot of things go at my cost or below my cost sometimes. There's some really good deals and buys there. And then, of course, there's items in people's collection that may end up being like a small O or something that's really rare, or a VAM or something that get away, and you can do some serious cherry picking too. But anyways, it's just a thought for the day. I have noticed more Libertads for sale. Yeah, and you never would see them before. I had 2 of them in my auction, and I couldn't tell you the last time I could even buy 2 from the dealer I got them from. He said, I've got some Libertads. I said, really? And one was a beautiful toned one, and the other one was a BU. And both of them went lower than I expected them to go, a lot lower. And, you know, not much above my cost. And it shocked me because you know where those things have been. And it's a good time to pick some of those up for your collections because they carry a serious premium. It's a good opportunity. A guy text messaged me this week, a couple days ago, on Friday, the day after my auction, and his dad has 2 monster boxes of 2014 Eagles. Do you imagine that? And I think he had like $18 a piece in them. And I'm like, man, can you imagine the premium on Eagles right now? They're selling for like $33 to $35 a piece. He's got BU unopened boxes, strapped and everything, of monster boxes of 2014 Eagles. Tell me that's not nuts. You know, I told him, I said, I'd sell one and keep one. So you guys, are you excited, guys, about this honey? I hope you are. You're going to get the light autumn olive honey. Look how clear it's got. Have you noticed something here? The bubbles. Yeah, $20,000 in profits. Absolutely. Look how clear it is now that the bubbles. You know, when you first bottle it, because you're spinning it and everything, it'll get like air bubbles in it. But look how clear it is now that the air bubbles have risen and gotten out of the honey. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. Look at this. There's the darker. Look how clear it is, though. I mean, you saw it a few days ago, right after I bottled it. You'll see little tiny bubbles in there. That's all gone now. You sit your honey up. I don't know if it'll have any bubbles in it from shipping or not. Maybe not. Looks like apple juice. Yeah, it's a lemon colored almost, like a yellowish lemon, like a lemon water or something. It looks like, doesn't it? I'll tell you what, it's very thick though. Watch this. These are all capped. So when it's the right moisture content, like below 18%, the bees will cap it so the honey's real thick. And if people uncap their honey earlier before it's capped and has too much moisture, it can ferment. So this can't because it's all the cap. You saw me cutting the cappings off. Watch how thick this is, though. Watch the bubble. Look how slow it's coming up. It's not even past it just came past the head. See the bubble? Look, I'll do it with the other one here too, so maybe you'll notice it quicker. Watch this. Oop, I just dropped it. Got to pick it up. Hang on a second. Of course, I should make Milo fetch. Hang on, guys. Let me get that bottle I just dropped. I'm sitting on the couch by the end table. Okay. So here it is. Let's try it again. There's a little bit deeper one. Turn it to the back so you can see. You ready? So there's the bubble. Look how slow. Just like the last one. That's some thick, nice honey. Isn't that crazy? Beautiful stuff, man. That one's very light too. A little bit darker. A little bit darker. That one's got probably a little blackberry in it. And this is more autumn. Oh, there's the light back on it. Here we go. Oh, 6 people watching. What's the expiration date on those? That's a good question. There is no expiration date on honey. It will be good. They have honey that's still good from Egyptian times. Actually, let me show you something. Can you see that foam right there on that? Guess what that is? You know, honey is kind of like bactericidal. That's actually a form of like hydrogen peroxide. Not pure hydrogen peroxide, but it's actually bactericidal, fungicidal. Honey does not go bad. If it's left sealed and bottled like it is right here, honey does not go bad. And that foam is very healthy. That's good news when you see that as pure honey. Look at that. How slow that bubble's moving up. There it comes past the label. So honey, if you Google it, honey does good. Now here's the really great thing is too, a lot of honeys will really crystallize. Okay, you see I always got these warning labels on here. Let me read it to you. This will say granulation, all natural honey will turn solid to reliquify placed in a jar of warm water. That's true. But, it's a big but, depending on the kind of nectar, and of course warning, do not feed to infants under 1 year of age. So their GI tract hasn't developed to eat pure honey like this. But here's the neat thing is, this honey does not crystallize. Autumn olive, when I say doesn't, I've got some from last year, it's over a year old already, hasn't. Now, if you get something like a, not a Tupelo, tallow honey, like I got some from Mike Berry, it granulates in 3 or 4 months. So different types of nectar granulate quicker, and some take a few years to granulate, some take a few months. But the good news with my honey is I have yet to have my honey yet of any type, spring, summer, even fall, granulate yet. So it's the nectar sources too. Honey was used in a lot of medicine and remedies up till the Middle Ages. That's right, and it still is. It's no expiration date. If you ferment it, you get mead. Yeah, if you want to make it that way. Yeah, my daughter puts it on her oatmeal. Yeah, my daughter puts it on her oatmeal. But definitely, look at this, some good looking honey. But you guys got some coming. I think everybody's got some coming. Debonair Dylan, you have some coming too, don't you, Dylan? I think he does. I know the Saint does, and I know Daddy Paul does. Dylan, I don't know if Dylan shipped some honey out to Dylan or not. He may have. It's definitely almost a perfect food. I tell you what, I got a buddy that's a big health freak. He played as quarterback for WVU, and last year I told him, I said, you really want to help your health? You're a big health nut. I said, start taking a teaspoon of honey every day, natural honey. And he does. He says, I feel so much better. It helps with your sleep. It helps with depression. Helps with anxiety. There's a couple things you can Google online about ways that honey will help you, like the top 10 things. Of course, your allergies, everybody knows. But there's so many hidden health benefits because it's an all-nature product. You think of all your drugs, they come from like plants and different molecules they develop, they find in science and earth and things come from nature. Like I have a diabetes medication. The molecules derive from the saliva of a Gia monster. It's very effective GLP-1, and that molecule is derived from that. And then they replicate it and make it. But you have to realize there's a lot of health benefits from nature. And honey is the perfect nature food made by honeybees, for gosh sakes. You know? So you don't want to miss out on that. Let's see what people are saying here now. I just got coins last auction. Well, you have to get you some honey next time. Maybe you win a little one, get to try it. I put it in the morning green tea. There you go. I was told for allergies, eating some comb is really good for you. Yep. And I've got some comb. I've got some cassettes, but I don't have shipping cassettes. I got some natural cassettes. I've got 5 combs in the freezer right now. You want to freeze comb honey for at least 24 hours. It doesn't hurt the honey or anything. At 0 degrees for 24 hours. And I've got one of those deep Arctic freezers. I can control the temperature. So I got it set on 0 and that honey down there, and then I'll cut it. I was thinking about doing some maybe tonight, but I was waiting on these new stickers I wanted to come in to put it on these cassettes. But the ones I've got now are like a clamshell, thin one, and I don't think it would ship well. They make a hard plastic you can seal and tape. I think those would be good and would be okay. So I'm trying to get some of those in to ship some comb honey. The comb honey's not cheap. What is Trulia? What are you saying? Yep, I've got some new stickers. What happened was I wanted to take advantage of Sticker Mule's special promotion, and I ordered some under my wife's name, and I put the address down with right beside us our old address, which is still the same address with UPS. And do you believe they sent it back to Sticker Mule? So I've got to get with them again and tell them the new address, you know, which is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So we'll try to get a hold of them and let them know. I'm going to have to maybe try and get on the phone with Sticker Mule on a chat or something tomorrow morning. What is Trulia, Saint? Trulia. Are you trying to say Trulicity for a GLP-1? Mine was actually Bidurion B-Sice, if you're trying to do a drug's name for type 2 diabetes. But there's Ozempic, there's a lot of those GLP-1s that are derived from that same type of molecule. Now we're talking shop. Yes, he says, I got you. I got you. No worries, my friend. But I hope you guys are enjoying it. It's neat little bears. What do you guys think of those bears, though? And what do y'all think of my new stickers? What do you think of my modern stickers, man? Those things, I paid you. Guess how much each one of those bear stickers alone cost? Take a guess. Take a guess what one of those stickers cost. The new one right there. What do you think those stickers cost? There's that one, that one. To fit that 12-ounce flat panel bear, you know, it's got my information, it's got my address, it's got the 12 ounces and the number of grams. It's all thing. There, look, got reversed label, which is separate too. I pay for it, the nutritional facts. Some of those have on, so I ran out of those. Those are not required, but they are good for if you're selling it in a grocery store or something, which I don't think is going to happen for me because it's all selling quick online and locally. So nope. And so the bottle is $1. So here's the thing. This bear bottle, I got right at $1 in it. I got 27 cents in that label. You believe that? 27 cents. And I think there's probably a nickel or a dime in that one. But I have over $1.25 just in the package before I ever ship it to you. So $1.25, $1.30, something like that, in each and every one of these going out the door. Like you said, it does look very professional, doesn't it? It is. I had it made up. I used the bees that I wanted. That was, you know, what I was asking for them to do. Looks very nice, very professional looking. And it's helped a bunch, you know. Oh, uh-oh, we're doing something here crazy. There's the lighting. See if that'll quit. Okay, it's back down now. So I hope you guys like that lighting. So this right now, yeah, it cost me a few pennies for it to do it that way. It cost just a little bit. Thank you, blockchain. I appreciate that. Yeah, but I have about $1.25, $1.30, $1.35 just in the bear itself. You know, and then you've seen how much work it is, you know, year round. As far as, heck, I'm working on my bees in December and January, treating for varroa mites, adding on fondant, and you're back. I mean, it's a lot of work. You know, when you look at 10, you know, for what you get for, say, $1 an ounce or $2 an ounce or whatever you end up getting for bears online or shipping or anything, shoot, if you put your hours of work into it, you're not making any money. There's no benefit there. But there is a huge benefit to natural pure honey. And the thing about it is 70% of all honey you buy, you know, sometimes you'll see how cheap it is at, like, say, Rural King or Tractor Supply or Target or Walmart. And if you look in the back of it, a lot of times it says out made in China or whatever. It's fake honey. It's made from sucrose syrup or sugar water or stuff that you can feed the bees. Being true natural honey, 70% of what you buy in the stores is fake honey, or it's mixed or cut. This is a pure 100% nectar-based honey. Nothing extra in there. Yep. So the maple syrup is so much work and so good. It really is. Josh Book, the king of maple syrup, he makes it. He didn't have extra. I actually took a trip when Josh didn't get as much, because I got some from him last year. I went up to Amish country in central Ohio, and I bought like 4 quarts of maple syrup from them. And you can actually freeze maple syrup, and the syrup doesn't freeze, but it keeps it longer. Like where honey doesn't ferment or anything go bad, you can actually grow mold and stuff in maple syrup. It'll grow on top. You skim the top of it. Not supposed to hurt you, but to keep it and preserve it real well, because think of sap and trees and stuff, it doesn't freeze. You can actually put maple syrup in the freezer. You can pull the maple syrup container out and you'll still pour it. It doesn't freeze. It's amazing. I don't understand that. It goes, you know, below zero and it's still not frozen. There's something to do with maple syrup. You can put a bottle of it in true pure maple syrup. You can put it right in the freezer and it won't freeze. So I put a bunch of it. I bought like 4 quarts of it. We're probably through 2 quarts of it now. But when we need maple syrup, I make a run up to Jackson, Ohio, and I buy some, right, knock on the door. You see these little Amish kids running around, and little Amish ladies come out there, and they've got everything from pints, quarts, and gallons, half gallons. I buy like 2 half gallons, which is like 4 quarts of maple syrup. Yeah, maple syrup, you know, the thing is, it's work, but it's for like that few weeks. Honeybees are work year round. You start really busy in March, April, May, June, July. Then again in the fall, you know, you're going at it. Your slowest time is like July and August, but you got to be feeding during the dearth if any of your hives get light, and checking, you know, to make sure you're not getting any late season swarms. Then you got to start feeding them back, and you get a fall flow. You try to see if it's good, or feed them 2 to 1. And then you're treating for varroa mite in July, you're treating for varroa mite in June, and then the dead of winter. I mean, all this stuff amounts back up to a lot of time. Bees are real busy for about 4 or 5 months, and then it's continual work the other 6, 8 months. Yeah, Amish is impressive how they do things. My uncle in Vermont made maple syrup, and I helped him sometimes, so you know all about it. I did a video for Josh Book, like a 3 or 4 part series on Josh Book. You can go back and watch, and making maple syrup. And he has a little commentary in there and pictures he sent me in the email stuff. I told him, I said, "You want to make a video? Make a video?" And I don't know if you saw it, but there's maple syrup videos on my channel there too. You can check it out. Daddy Paul, you still here? I see Debonair and Blockchain and the Saints still here. 5 people watching. Who's the 4th one? It has to be Daddy Paul, I bet. Bet you he's still in here. I figured I have 10 or 12 people in here like we had last time. There's 6. 6 people in here now. Back down to 5. They went in. They were down to 4. We're losing people. They're going up and down and all around. Yep, there's Daddy Paul. You know what doesn't make any sense? It's saying there's 4 people in here, and that's 5 people just now talking to us. And it's only showing 3 likes. I know you guys have all smashed that like button by now already. That's what gets it out when people start smashing the like buttons. When you smash that like button, that's what gets the live streams out. That should be the first thing we should tell everybody when they first jump on and see it. Hit that thumbs up button, and I think that increases the number of people that get a notification. But small channels like ours, man, we just struggle to get viewing and watch time and stuff. We don't hit those algorithms like these big channels. Some of these guys, man, they put something out, and 60% of their people are not even subscribers because YouTube just sends it out there on the algorithm. And there's people watch YouTube that don't even sign in. You know, they just watch it from TV. I can turn my TV on right now to this live stream, and it would show a viewer, but you're not even signed in. And there's a lot of people that do that YouTube promotes, and they'll say 60-70% of their subscribers or watchers or viewers, I should say, aren't even subscribers. It's amazing. Sorry I had surgery Thursday and hard to type. Oh, you're fine. I'm just glad to see you're here. Hey, you just give us a thumbs up or something, or say hello or whatever. I want to make sure you're still here. You're good. What kind of surgery, if you don't mind me asking, you don't have to tell me yes or no, you keep it private. What kind of surgery do you have? Like hand surgery or something? Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're doing okay, my friend. Milo's jumping up here on the couch beside me. I watched a little bit of Salivate Metal. There I'm live right there. Let's see if it gives me an extra person to start watching. I just signed in on my TV. See if it goes from 4 to 5. What do you think, Milo? It might. A rotator. Oh, I got you. Milo's over here wanting me to love on him. Come here. Come over here and lay down. Oh, that's a good view of the honey on my big screen TV, or my somewhat big screen. It's not real big. All the TVs are decent size now, and they're not too expensive. See, now it went to 5 people. So one of those is probably me on my TV from there. But I can't hit the thumbs up on my TV. I got to be signed in from there. But you guys are going to have to text me or email me and let me know what you think of that honey when you get it and you try it. I really want to see what you guys think of it. I really do. Maybe Debonair Dillon will win some or get some as a bonus next time. One of those little mini bears so he can try it too, because I want everybody to try it and have some of it. I want you guys to get to try some of this honey. I really do. It's phenomenal. So unique and so good. It's crazy. Crazy. I'll tell you what, I didn't think I'd like anything better than Tupelo honey. And this autumn olive, definitely I like it better than Tupelo. Henry Von Mega said, no way. I said, yeah, really. I said, me, my wife, my daughter, numerous other people's tried it. They like it better than Tupelo. He said, you're kidding me. I was like, nope. I said, you put that on some of your biscuits and you tell me what you think of it. So he ordered a bottle. He's going to try it. See what he thinks. Yeah, I'll tell you what I've done. I take just a Grand's biscuit. I like Grand's biscuit. And a little bit of Land O'Lakes real butter. And I put that on the biscuit, and I put the honey right around. I eat it just like that. My wife, she'll take a little bit of the Land O'Lakes butter and put it in her plate, put the honey on it, and then she'll make honey butter and put over top of it. But I've already taken a spoon of it by that time. But I like the full effects of the honey still. She likes to eat it like that, and then she'll take the other half of a biscuit and mix it and make honey butter. She mixes it up different ways. She tries it. Sometimes we don't use butter at all, just eat straight honey on them, on the biscuit. And sometimes that's just the best way because you don't get any of that butter sense to it whatsoever. You just get the honey. But it's definitely a table honey, an absolute table honey. I feel bad to put it in coffee, which I do, but it makes the coffee so good. It really takes any bitterness out of the coffee at all. Just makes it unbelievable with a little cream and stuff if you like cream in your coffee. But it's, almost, and tea, a little bit of that honey in tea, it's unbelievable. I just can't wait for a lot of y'all to try it. Off to the market, says Debonair. I make honey sandwiches. Oh, yeah. That's what Bob Benny does. One of the guys I watch on YouTube, he puts them on peanut butter sandwiches. He does honey and peanut butter, bread, peanut butter, and honey. And he says it's delicious. I've not tried it yet, but I'm going to. And I've heard of people doing bananas and honey and bananas and peanut butter and honey. All that stuff just sounds so good. I want to make some candy. I saw a guy named Cayman Reynolds. He was making Christmas candy from his honey, One guy up north wants me to give him some honey to make mead, but it's a honey wine, but it takes a lot of honey to make mead. And I told him, I said, no, I don't want mead. If I had an excess of honey, I'd send some up to him, but I don't have such a thing right now. I'm already, about a third of my honey's already gone from the spring, already sold, and I haven't even given any to my family yet or anything. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of this very long. It's going to go pretty quick. Yeah, peanut butter's great with it. Honey, butter, and peanut butter mixed together. Oh, I bet. I bet. You guys, I can't wait to see. Blockchain's getting some. Daddy Paul's getting some. The Saint's getting some. We're going to try to get Debonair Dylan some too to be able to try because he said he's a big honey connoisseur with it. I know that price of that honey was steep. But when you get it, I'm telling you, have you seen what Tupelo honey costs? And I was talking to a guy that lives up in Virginia and one up in Massachusetts and one in New Jersey. And they said that's a going rate for honey up there. And that's not even premium honey. And this is definitely premium. I didn't realize how high natural farm raised. But see, there's so much fake honey out there. People say, well, honey's cheap. I said, yeah, it's cheap if you're buying the fake stuff. And you might get a farmer that sells it cheap here or there, but it's mixed blossom type of honey. They're not paying attention to, it's a lot for me to pull twice. There's so much work. Mrs. ECP was real upset. She said, you said next year we'd only pull one time. We could keep it all later for the summer. And I said, we could, but I said, two things happened is we got an inordinate amount of autumn olive for the first time. I had the boxes marked, but the bees were still trying to make honey and nectar, and the boxes were full. And I don't want to buy more equipment. It's $30 to buy one of those boxes, not counting the frames. You got $50 in each one. I'm like, I couldn't go buy another 15 boxes. Couldn't afford to. So to draw them out and put them back on the bees was a smart thing to do. And I didn't pull all of them. Two of those hives, the boxes never even got pulled. And one of them had 4 boxes. The other one had 2. There's 6 more boxes potentially could have been pulled. We only pulled like 8 or 9 or 10 of them. So there's still a lot more honey, but I know which 2 hives that is, and I'll be looking them over and make sure it is the autumn olive honey. So I'll actually spin it out first if there's still some autumn olive there. But I don't know, it could get mixed in. I got to try me. I get off here with you guys. I'm going to try a peanut butter sandwich with honey on it. I haven't tried it yet and been meaning to. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I could eat some of this honey right now. I'm thinking about it so much. I can't wait to get your all's feedback. What do you think of this autumn olive? It's so light. Look at that. That bubble at it still ain't coming. There it comes. It's thick. Thick honey. You see that stuff. Isn't that crazy? Some good stuff. I think you guys are going to be really pleasantly surprised when you get it. This one. Look at this. I think this one's even thicker. Here it comes. That's got a little bit of the blackberry to it. You guys are going to gobble this stuff up so quick. And we should have some good summer honey too. And I'll be bringing the price down on it some. It won't be as high It'll probably be $5 cheaper for that one. Maybe even a little less. Just depends on how much comes in and how good it is, which it should be pretty phenomenal too. It was last year. There's a lot of people that bought honey from me last year, been asking and wanting honey that I haven't seen on a live stream or a chat or anything. And I'm going to feel bad if they don't see it and it's gone here another week or two, and then all of a sudden I don't have any honey for them. But they got as much chance to watch the channel as anybody else does, right? Now see, it's saying it's down to 4 people, and I know I got this on my TV. I got it on my phone. Are you telling me there's only 2 people in the chat right now? If you're in the chat, say something real quick. I want to see how many people are in here, because it's only showing 4 people on here, and I don't believe that. And 2 of them's me, because one should be me on the phone and one should be me on the TV. So I can't imagine there's only 2 other people. So blockchain's there. Let's see who else. Maybe there's only 2 people watching. Maybe the others dropped off. Let's see if Daddy Paul's there or Debonair Dylan's there. We may have lost one of the 2 of them. You get knocked off online too. You know how that goes. Daddy Paul's there. So there's the 4. So if Debonair Dylan's still on or the Saint's still on, that means YouTube is not counting them at the moment. Or maybe they're not counting me watching on my other devices. I don't know. I can't figure it out. We probably lost the Saint. We probably lost Dylan. And we got 5 likes, so we're probably not getting... let me check it here. There's a like. See if that like pops up. There's 6. Maybe it'll help the notifications. Hit like on my phone. I can do that because I'm signed in. Yeah, I guess maybe we lost Dylan and we lost the Saints. But I know it's Saturday night. People got more important things to do. Much better channels to watch than ECP flapping his lips talking about honey again, for gosh sakes, right? I just can't wait till you guys try it. You got to let me know. You got to text me. I got both of your all cell phones, so you can text me. I think Yonder said he had to leave. Okay. And I probably missed that. I was probably talking or looking at something else. But guys, I had fun talking to you guys. It was a good time. I enjoyed it, you know. It was a nice night there. If I get insomnia, maybe I'll get on at midnight or 1 o'clock tonight or something if people can't sleep. It's amazing sometimes if you can't sleep and you get on late, how many other people can't sleep and jump on these things and say hi. I've had 8, 10, 12 people jump on and be talking at 1 o'clock in the morning. There's people, well, I guess people probably work evening shifts and night shifts too, so it doesn't mean they necessarily can't sleep. That just might be their schedule. But, guys, I appreciate everything. Thank you for all the support. And I know both of you got honey coming, so you definitely got to let me know what you think. I'm glad you like the bottles, the new labels. I'm glad you're excited you're going to get to try some. Hey, thank you, sir. We're signing off right now, too, Blockchain. Have a great rest of the weekend. Daddy Paul, Blockchain, a.k.a. T-Bro, you'll have a wonderful evening. Y'all take care. ECP, and guess who? Guess who? Milo the Star, sound asleep, saying y'all take care. Over and out. You guys have a good night, guys. Take care. Thanks.